No need to adjust your television sets. Welcome to Victims and Villains. My name is Josh. Today we are staying up late to talk about Late Night with the Devil. This movie tells the story of a late night television host who, while hosting a Halloween special, unknowingly welcomes Satan to be a guest of honor. This movie is a masterclass in storytelling. This is one of the best paced films I've ever seen. It is a surreal experience from start until finish. I love that this movie starts with this almost true Hollywood story kind of vibe to it, and it gives you all the background that you need to know about the characters that you're getting ready to spend the next hour and a half with. And I really love how it also, in that exposition, also creates this emotional depth to the movie that not a lot of films can do. I know that everyone's going to be talking about this movie specifically for the lead actor, David Dastmalchian. And if I mispronounce that, sorry, I have always struggled with his name. Dastmalchian has always kind of, in the horror realm and like horror adjacent projects, has always really stood himself out as an amazing character actor. He just kind of pops up in things. And it really doesn't matter how big or how small, he just kind of pops up in things. I love it. He's just great in everything he does. And honestly, Late Night with the Devil is no exception. If anything, I think this film really challenges him as an actor and really brings him into a completely other class of performance that will really place him on the radar of a lot of people. There's just something about his performance here that is just absolutely satisfying. He has the charisma of late night hosts like Jimmy Fallon and Johnny Carson, and just wears that really well. But when the movie kind of takes these really sharp, dark turns, there is this nakedness and this vulnerability about his character that is just nothing short of incredible. Like, I feel like I can't articulate how good he is in this movie. It's just spectacular. I also want to talk about Ian Bliss in this movie. He's a character that is really fun to hate. He essentially was a magician and then left the craft to kind of start a ghost hunting business and really debunk a lot of the supernatural claims that people have. I thought his character brought a well respected groundedness that is really rare in films like this. This movie also kind of feels like it has the pacing and it lays its narrative almost like The Exorcism of Emily Rose, I think, is kind of the best way that I can describe it. And I think when you have performances like David Dastmalchian and Ian Bliss and a lot of the other people that make up this cast, mixed with a lot of the supernatural and a lot of those other elements, you're just welcoming yourself for something really special. This movie is, I can't speak enough high praises of this movie. I think it is a spectacular film from start to finish. It has an emotional core that really feels like it is like a shotgun locked and loaded, and it's just waiting to release itself on you. And it kind of feels like it just has this emotional baggage that just sets you off in the most unexpected way. And I really loved that element was in this movie. I've said it once, I'll probably say it 1,000 other times to 1,000 other exorcism or religious horror or supernatural horror that we see that are coming out nowadays. Exorcist movies especially feel a dime a dozen. The Exorcist kind of set the bar, and very few films have kind of hit that mark with it, and this definitely feels like it deserves to be in the conversation with The Exorcist, with The Exorcism of Emily Rose, and a lot of these supernatural / religious horror greats. I'm going to go ahead and give Late Night with the Devil easily 5 out of 5. I loved this movie from start to finish. And if you guys have seen it, what did you guys think about it? Comment below. Let me know. I'm going to do a mental health video for Late Night with the Devil once it hits Shudder, because this movie and the things I want to talk about in regards to mental health with this movie really delve into the spoiler territory and the emotional gut punches that this movie delivers throughout the course of the film. But if you guys want to check it out in theaters, it is going to be playing in local cinemas all across the U.S. Beginning March 22nd. So check your listings wherever you guys are. It's from IFC. But if you or someone you know is struggling with suicide, addiction, self-harm, or depression, click the links in our show notes below to check out our mental health resource library. In the notes below, you guys will also find links to our podcast network, ways to support us financially through Patreon and one-time donations, as well as links to try Paramount Plus and more on us and that subscribe button. So until next time, remember to keep it classy and keep it scary.